Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the homestead. So last night we got hit with a huge storm to the point where I was up almost all night checking on it, making sure everything was okay here on the homestead, because this time last year is when we had that huge storm and we lost 40 of our meat birds due to flooding in the barn. So I was super nervous about this storm last night, and I was afraid for our chickens as well as all of our other animals here on the homestead. So I was out constantly checking to see how everything was. So let's go for a walk around the property and see how everything turned out. All right, so first stop is our Cornish cross chicks. How are they doing? They are doing just fine. It is bone dry in here. We had no issues since putting in the new flooring, as well as building a curbing outside so that the water cannot get in. But all of our chicks are good. Our creek is right behind this barn, and last night this creek was all the way up here. That's how flooded this got. And it's come down quite a bit. These tires were completely covered in water. You did not see these tires last night. That's how bad it got. And I was really worried because that's how close our barn is. But everything was good. When I came out here to check the big barn last night, the water had rose to here. All this was covered in water. All the way up there covered, all that was covered in water. But the creek has gone back down. So we got some logs that came from downstream. Last year this overflowed and water went over that way versus going underneath, it went over. So it wasn't as bad as last year, thank goodness. But it's still really wet out here. All this was completely flooded last night, all in here. I walked through here and it was just sopping wet. All the apples from the apple tree made their way down here and they were all collected down here. You can see there's still a few. My poor apple tree, at least it didn't come down. It's still there. Hey pigs! Hey pigs! Hey pigs! Pigs! Let's go check out the inside of the barn. And ooh, yeah, it flooded in here. See all that water? A lot of water. But the girls are good. Their pen did not get wet. Just this middle section got wet. So we need to figure out how we can stop that from happening. But there's nothing in this middle section. Everything I have is up on pallets, so I don't have to worry about those getting rotted. We'll go inside and check out the chicken coop. It is dry in here. The girls are still up. They're not quite ready to come into the wet grass yet. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and head behind the barn and check out our garden area and see how that's looking. So we have a lot of tire tracks. We've got internet coming through. I'm super excited for internet. This means that we are actually gonna be able to maybe have a live coming soon. Alright, so the garden definitely has some flooding in some of the areas. A lot of my tomatoes have fallen down, so I'm gonna have to get in there and bring them up. I'm not gonna attempt to walk in there because I will lose my shoes. It is way too wet and too muddy to be going in there. But for the most part, everything looks good. So this rain we're expecting to continue to have for the next couple days, actually all next week as well. We're supposed to be getting some rain. It's gonna stop on Saturday, and that's when we plan to do a lot of our fixing of things, because we noticed like the barn where it was flooding, we need to figure out how we can stop that. Some of the barn needs to have new gutters put on because they have broken, and that's another way that water is getting into the barn. The house, I had water coming through the chimney, so my husband needs to get up on the roof and figure that out, patch that up. But yeah, so we have a lot of projects that we got to do to help fix this water problem, but it's good to know. We wouldn't know unless we had the rain, so now we know. Nothing too severe, thank goodness. All the animals are fine. The property's good. I was afraid I was going to lose some land due to the creek overflowing, but it looks like it's fine for now. The other side of the property, let's head down there to the orchard and see if everything looks good on that side. See, the water came up right here. You can see the trail of debris of where it overflowed. Still going pretty strong. There is a waterfall right there, and that comes down and collects right here and comes into the creek. There's quite a few of those along this path. Mimosa tree. We'll check out my elderberries and see how they are doing. Here is our orchard. Everything looks good. Trees are all doing good. None of them fell down. Comfrey is doing really good. Trees are looking a lot healthier now that I got rid of the bug problem. Here are my elderberry bushes, or elderberry trees, and they have survived because they are in the creek. Like, they could be taken away at any time. This is why I wanted to propagate as many as I could, because my main trees could be washed away. But this is loaded with elderberries. This tree also is doing really good. Mr. Rock and Miss Rock are doing fine. They are both underneath their shelter. We let them out this morning. They were inside. Now they are out. But everything else is good. Thank goodness. Alright friends, so it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna go and head back inside. I will drop some pictures and some video of last night. We did take some video of the storm. It was insane. The light show, the thunder, it was crazy. I absolutely loved it. A little scary, but I knew we were safe. So I'll go ahead and drop that down there so you can see what we saw. Until next time friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. As always, I hope all is well, and have a blessed day. Look at how much rain we got. Almost 4 inches last night. That's insane. 4 inches of rain in one night. Nuts.